I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate. We're back again with another preview of a game that's currently running on Kickstarter right now, and that is Thalara, The Last Artifacts. This is a game from Wredespiele Games. It's a card game in which you will be trying to vie for the last remaining bits of magic that are left in the universe. Let's take a look at it on the table. Hey there, guys. I have Thalara, The Last Artifacts on the table here. This is a game from Wredespiele Games. This is running on Kickstarter right now, so I encourage you to go over there and check out their campaign that they are running. This is a simple card game in which you will be playing magic, trying to obtain artifacts that have the last remaining bits of magic left in the world, and whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game is the winner. Each person will pick a character that they will play throughout the game, and they will lay their spell cards face up in front of them. I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way for right now. Each player will also take one of the remnant decks that are 20 cards that are identical. Every player gets the same exact cards. The only difference is the color on the back. And you don't have to shuffle this deck because in this game you choose the cards that you want to take from your deck to form your hand. The catch is once you've played one of these cards, they are lost and out of the game, unless maybe there is a spell that you can play that might let you get that card back somehow. What you're competing for are these artifact cards, and you will shuffle this deck and deal out 3 of these cards each round. The most important thing on this card are the number of these little icons because these are victory points. So the more of these that are on a card, the more valuable it is. We'll come back to what this number means here in a second, but like I said, you will deal 3 of these out and you'll put them out here like so. Again, you will take 7 cards from your hand and you choose which 7 you want to take. So I'm just going to take these 5 right here and let's say these 2 right here. Now, the most important thing on these cards are the number, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to have higher numbers that you are playing on each of these 3 artifacts, more so than the player on the other side, the player you're competing against. How the game works is you will play 1 card at a time, starting with the first player, and I can play my card on any one of these 3 artifacts. The colors don't matter. So I could play this blue 4 right here on this purple 2. And then my opponent will play, and maybe they might play this red 1 right here on the blue 2, and so on and so forth. This would go back and forth until one of us passes, and then the other player would keep going until they no longer want to play, and they would pass, and at which point that would be the end of the round. Now, again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get higher numbers combined. So for instance, this would be 6. I'm combining the 4 and the 2. I'm trying to get higher numbers than my opponent, but I also have the ability to do spells. And if I have played the right color or colors in a particular conflict for an artifact, then I can do a spell. So for instance, if I have played yellow on any one of the conflicts, I could do the looking ahead spell. And what that would let me do, for instance, this would let me exchange up to 3 cards from my hand with remnants chosen from my supplies. So I could take 3 cards that I have yet to play and put them back into my remnant deck and take 3 other cards. That's what looking ahead lets me do. Now, once I've done that spell, I have to say, okay, well, I've done that right here because I have yellow on this purple 2 conflict, and I play it right here, and I cannot do that spell for the rest of the round. At the end of the round, I get that spell back. It goes back onto my side of the board, and I could use it again in a later round, but that's how that works. Now, as I've said, any cards that you play are gone. They're out. But if you won an artifact, so for instance, this purple 2 here that we're battling for, my opponent played 2 and I played 6. So I had thoroughly beat him and I would get to win that artifact. Now, the artifacts that you win go into your hand in addition to any artifact or any remnant cards that you didn't play that round. So if I didn't play these 3, I held on to them. I won this artifact, it goes into my hand now, and it is stuck there for the rest of the game. I can use it to try to win other artifacts in later rounds, but that card would go back into my hand. I don't discard it because it's locked into my hand. So as you can see, the more of these that I win, the fewer cards that I get to take from my remnant deck. And so I really want to try to win ones that have high numbers because that will allow me to win other artifacts throughout the course of the game. But I'll tell you guys, the way this deck is constructed, the ones that have higher numbers have fewer victory points. The ones that have the most victory points have lower numbers. So there's a bit of a give and take there when it comes to that. What choice do you choose? Do you take victory points over getting the weak cards that won't win you get more artifacts later in the game? Or do you take the ones that will let you win lots of artifacts but don't give you very many victory points? Choices, choices, choices. The game will continue until a player has nothing but artifacts in their hand, in which case they cannot take any more remnant cards from their deck because their hand is completely filled up with artifacts. That will end the game. Another way that the game will end is if a player runs out of cards to draw from their remnant deck. They've used up all of their magic, in which case that would end the game. You would count up all the victory points on the artifact cards that you've won. Whoever has the most victory points is the winner, and that is how you play Thalara, the Last Artifacts. All right, we're back. And we're going to share a couple of things about Thalara, the Last Artifacts. This is a simple card game in which you are playing with 100% strategy. This is a low to no luck in this game because you are picking the cards you want to play each round. And you and everybody else has the exact deck of 20 cards to choose from. And so it's really just all on you to pick the cards you want to play in this game and when to play them. So this is a very unique game. Most games out there do involve some luck elements to that, but not in Thalara. And so, Sam, what do you think about that? A no luck game as a non-gamer, what does that mean to you?
Strategy, I think, is hard for a non-gamer, especially with a new game. We played it twice, and the first time my strategy was bad. But after playing it, and I did choose a different character the second time. I actually chose the one that Lance had been the first time, which I think maybe helped a little. But strategy is hard, and it kind of makes you feel when you lose, which I did, that it's all on me. I can't blame it on Lance. I can't blame it on somebody. But at the same time, I did like it because when you do well, it's because you're doing well, not because you just got good cards.
Right.
So
I think this is a game that a lot of people out there will like because it is rewarding, because there is no luck. You go into it with just your brain, and you come out of it, and if you win, man, you feel really smart in this game.
Yeah, I did find at the end, like, I lost, I was frustrated, but I kind of was like, I could have done better. I could have done this and this and this. I want to play again. And the first time we played this game, I didn't think I was going to like it. This is usually not my type of game. But after the second time and trying harder, knowing a little bit of strategy and losing, I wanted to play again.
Yeah, this game definitely has that comeback ability of wanting you to try it again, getting you to come back to the table again, because it leaves you feeling like you can do better.
Yeah.
It's very unique in that it gives you that feeling in just under 30 minutes. Our game, I think, was just under 30 minutes, and that's quite a bit for such a little game in such a short amount of time. That's pretty unique out there. And so this is one that I think, a lot of people are going to like. It provides a unique sense of battling, of skirmishing against other people at the table. It's a good one-on-one game. Definitely a good couples game out there. Just really unique. Any other thoughts that you have on it, Sam?
No, I mean, I think definitely for a non-gamer, play it more than once, and maybe try being the same character every time so you can kind of learn what that character's, strategy is.
Yeah.
It would be my suggestions if you're getting this for a non-gamer, or to play with a non-gamer.
Real quick, I do want to add out there that the different characters, you can see how the designers of the game definitely created the different characters to kind of have a give and take with one another. In the playthrough video that Sam and I did, I was the character that allowed that could keep other people from playing any cards on a particular artifact. While she had the character and one that if she didn't play any cards on an artifact, she automatically got +3 strength. And so she played that very cleverly and waiting to do that spell after I had already blocked that artifact from no more cards being played on it, and it ended up tying and making it so that I couldn't win that artifact. So there's definitely a lot
There's kind of some offensive and defensive players.
Right.
I think the first time I played, my character was very defensive.
Yes.
And I don't play well in defense.
Too much thinking involved with defense.
It was. So the next time my player was more of an offensive player, and I did better with that.
Yeah, so there's definitely different characters for different styles of play, different characteristics, and so it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll find one that you really connect with and like playing. And like Sam said, you'll want to keep playing as that person to really know the intricacies of their different spells and when to play them and how they can be most effective. And so this is definitely one that's going to keep coming back to the table time and time again. Really highly recommend it. So Sam, is this a game that you would recommend for non-gamers?
Hesitantly, yes. I think it's a good one depending on what kind of gamer you're playing with. Someone super competitive, probably not, but someone that can give some grace and some learning tips. I think it would be a good one. Definitely one that a non-gamer could continue to play and get better and better at.
Yeah. I would agree with that, guys. I think this is one that you want to keep coming back to and really sinking your claws into it. You can't just play it one time and feel like you completely understand it. You'll want to keep trying it again and again. As a gamer, I highly recommend this game. As I've already said several times, no luck games are pretty rare, and usually they're pretty deep and heavy Euro games. This isn't that. This is a 30-minute card game, and that's pretty unique. And so I highly recommend that for any gamer's collection out there. All right, so this was Thalara, The Last Artifacts from Wredespiele Games. It's running on Kickstarter right now. We'll leave the link to the description of the Kickstarter and the description of this video, so check that out. Click on it and hurry and back that campaign because it's only on there for a few more days. All right, so I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate. We'll catch you next time.